Hey, good morning. So today we're going to take a look at a first aid kit that I carry in the truck, and that's something I've put together myself because I haven't really been all that happy with the boxes that are available commercially to buy. They seem pretty expensive and not really geared to what we do and might encounter in the woods. So let's take a look. We got a sticker on the outside. So I keep this in a Pelican box. It's worked out well. I think I bought this used on Craigslist. So this is a good thing to take a look at too. A couple wool blankets there, and I keep those in one of these Ziploc vacuum bags. It's got a little vent on it that you can, seal it up and then press on it and force the air out of it. So it keeps it clean. It keeps it small and protects it in case you do need it. There are two blankets there. Most of us know it's an OSHA requirement for first aid. And the idea of keeping stuff clean, close to hand, organized is really important. I don't know how much stuff I've seen over the years that's gotten ruined just by getting dirty or wet or, just ruined through not being protected. Yeah, so this is a Pelican box that I got used off of Craigslist. That's really worked out well. It's a good size, not too big. These boxes are great. They're just so rugged. And so, yeah, let's take a peek inside. So, like I said, this is something I put together, and I really haven't, fortunately, in 40 years of logging, I haven't been involved in myself or been around a serious accident or fatality, and I appreciate that. A couple things that I think are important was instructions. I mean, this is from it's a medical class, to get the 2-year card, and that's kind of a good thing to have, I think. I'm kind of big on instructions when you need them, and in terms of like keeping everybody calm, the little mishaps I've been around, even though they've been small, keeping people calm is a good thing, and so to have like instructions there, I think, if you need them, that can help. It's like, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to read the book, and these are pretty well laid out. So I like having that in there. So I've tried to keep things organized and kind of have the stuff there that I think is important. And so I'm just going to kind of slowly work my way through it. And it's something I've put together over the years, and if something's come up, I've thought about or seen that I liked, I've added it to it. So this is the thing I've gotten most recently. It's a splint, and it's got foam, but it's like aluminum or something inside there, so you can open it up and form it to an arm or a leg, and then wrap it up. And I like the looks of it. It's compact, it's small, and it seemed like it would work well if you needed it. So then moving down into it, I've tried to box this stuff up and list what it has. And I got these clear boxes so you could see what's in there too. And so this one, you can see what it's got in there: tweezers, scissors, knife, aspirin, clippers, finger splint. And some of these things are actually things that I've used more: tweezers to get stuff out of your hands, those clippers for kind of doing the same thing, aspirin if you need them. So, yeah, and then this is also something I've used on, if folks have had sprains or something, they're really good. Just, I think a lot of us are familiar with them. You just crush them and shake them up, and it gets cold in a hurry. Then I got 2 bottles of this stuff, and again, this is something I've used myself. If I've gotten, something in my eye, and you can just open it up and swab it out. And apparently it's good because it's sterile. You can use it if you did have a bad cut on somebody. You could rinse it out if there was, a bunch of mud or, dirt or whatever in it. You could maybe swab, just flush it out. So a couple of those, and then these here, these are super things. I really highly recommend them. They're a blood stopper, and I get these from Madson's. And so basically it's this giant kind of absorbent sterile cloth, and I carry 2 of those in my vest. I have used these. I did one time. I was falling, and I had a tree go down. I was behind a standing tree. I backed off the stump when the tree started going. It came down, hit the ground, and when it hit the ground, it hit just a limb, a dead limb that was lying on the ground, and that limb moved, and it threw another limb at me. It hit me right below the nose, and of course, head wound. It bled like a son of a gun, and like I said, I carry a couple of these in my vest, and I ripped it open and put it on it. I wasn't quite sure how bad I was hurt, but it turned out to be fairly superficial. But these were very handy, so I recommend these. I've used them. So, then I've got another one of these same brand of splint. This one I think is for like a finger or a couple fingers. The longer ones are. And then moving on through all this stuff, bunch of Band-Aids, and I tried to label them. I've got big ones here, and then kind of oddball ones, butterfly, knuckle, fingertips, a little bit of everything. And these ACE bandages, those are the stretchy ones. Those are really important, I think, for having, in case you have to use a splint to wrap it up, or like with a blood stopper, to apply, as most of us know, if you got a bad cut, keeping pressure on it can stop the bleeding. And so if you put like a blood stopper on and then wrap it up, say if you're working on yourself, then it frees up a hand, if you have to drive yourself off the hill or something. So a couple of those. Got some non-stick tape, which is nice when it has to come off. And then a couple boxes here. I think these are kind of the same. Tape and gauze and adhesive tape and pads, which are kind of like the blood stopper but a lot smaller. And so some supplies there. And then in here, gloves, some hand cleaner, antibiotic, a little bit of everything there. I think those are actually broken out in a box inside a box there. So. Oh yeah, that's right. This I'd kind of forgotten about this stuff. This is something I picked up recently too. Um, this, I guess, is kind of a new technology, and so it's gauze that actually has some kind of chemical in it that will help to create clotting. So it seemed like a good thing to have on hand. So, yeah. So. Yeah, that pretty well does it, I guess. And like I said, I feel fortunate that I really haven't had to use it, but I definitely feel better having it on hand. I have helped a couple guys out of kind of minor injuries. Fellow I worked with for quite a long time. I was helping a truck driver rig his mule train up and slipped. and got a pretty good cut on his leg. And I grabbed this and we wrapped him up, and he was able to get out of there. It felt pretty good. It was minor, but still serious, and to have the stuff on hand and knowledge of how to use it, and to be able to kind of get a handle on the situation really helps. First aid definitely is one of those things. I'm sure most of you guys watching this are, are part of that 2-year program, getting a card. Um, Even though oftentimes those training sessions are kind of inconvenient, I've been doing it long enough. I've done it a long time, or done quite a few of them, and they do help, I think, and when you do get into, an emergency. So yeah, anyhow, there you go. There are some info on what I got, and hope it's interesting. And if you got any comments, let us know. Thanks.